can't even get back up in front of the camera and do what I wanted to do talking about it. It's horrible. Wireless CarPlay is something that's been around for many years. Unfortunately, car manufacturers are seriously dragging their feet adapting it to all the cars. Now, I learned something with my wife's car. Because wireless CarPlay didn't play well with their high-end entertainment system, they simply cut it out. Yep. I wonder how many other companies had this issue and did the same thing. Anyway, there are a ton of companies now who make adapters that allow you to add wireless CarPlay no problem. And I'll be completely honest, it's not the neatest way, especially if your car allows CarPlay to be accessed through only one port. Still looking at you, Hyundai. Aside from... That was horrible. Aside from my OCD being triggered, these things have gotten really good over the years. I still use one that's a few years old, and I do have some issues. Now, I bought a brand new one for my wife this past Christmas, and this thing is epic. Might be time for me to upgrade and do a review on that one. Interested? Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you agree. So, you might be thinking at this point, okay, Mike, why is the video titled Wireless CarPlay is Ruined? Is this clickbait? No. It's not, and let me explain. Now, you also may have seen some ads out there talking about being able to watch YouTube and Netflix on your vehicle's screen. During the process, you see what looks like CarPlay, so it looks like you can do this through CarPlay. That is a big fat no. Well, I mean, unless you jailbreak, but that's a whole different discussion. First off, you can't get Netflix or YouTube to play on CarPlay. Apple would never allow it. So how are these companies saying that you can? Well, it's kind of CarPlay. It's actually an Android-based software that side-loaded a version of CarPlay that lets you access it on your phone. My buddy wanted to be able to watch Netflix in his truck at lunch, and he didn't want to use his phone because he wanted to use that while he was watching. So, as I mentioned earlier, I bought my wife a CarPlay adapter, and she was super happy with the way it worked. I showed my buddy the same company's solution for what he wanted, and it's not cheap at $269. Right off the bat, I told him, look, since it's through Amazon, go ahead and order it, give it a try, and if you don't like it, send it back. He ordered it, but he had problems hooking it up and I had to help him. No slack on him. I'm his tech guy and he's my mechanic, so it's good. Well, I actually have access to the box because he's not happy and is going to return it. Why? Well, where do I start? So I shot this in the office and then I realized, you know what? It's probably just best if I come out here and show you guys how this thing is set up on the basic level. Okay, so here is the box. This company is AutoCast. To talk more about that in a minute. It's a little smaller than the iPhone and, you know, perfect for your car. It's hooked up via USB-C, which is nice. They give you two cords, one that's USB-C to USB-C and one to USB-A. So you got two ports here that let you put in SIM cards or SD cards to update it. Let's get it hooked up and show you how to get CarPlay. So if you've never used the box before, basically you have to plug it into where you would plug in to get CarPlay. Some cars let you do it in more than one USB port, others don't. So I have it in mine that I can pretty much plug it in anywhere. So once it loads up, you'll have your CarPlay on there like you normally would. But once you tap on it, you got a much different screen here. This is Android. This entire box is Android software. So when you're looking at it, you're going, okay, well, I don't have any of my messages or anything like that. What do I do here? How do I do this? Well, first things first, when you tap into this, this is going to be your CarPlay access. Speed play? Okay. Once you tap on that, it is actually going to attempt to connect via Bluetooth on your phone. Open up my phone here. Down here is the same one, Pica SOU, Pica SOU. That will connect. You have to pair it.
A few moments later.
Okay, so it looks like it's connected now. It just took a few seconds for it to catch up. Now, typically when you're setting it up for the first time, you are going to have a little delay in doing it. This will obviously, when you hook up the CarPlay, the radio actually asks to do this too. The speed play, which is on the Android software, asks for permission. So this is what you're used to seeing when you plug your phone in to your car. You get your CarPlay. Now, as far as the experience goes right off the bat, it's a little laggy. And you also get this nice little floaty screen up here. This is what allows you to get back to Android, and it does go away when you're not using it. But the funny thing is, there's also this icon that still take you back to Android. So, a little slower starting up on wireless, but that's like that on a lot of them. You can access your messages and your maps. A little slower, just a little bit, in my opinion. That is the access to the CarPlay. So let's now talk about the other side of this, which would be where you're going to play Netflix. So how are companies able to do this? Can you see how bad this experience is? Once you hit Car, you're now brought to your Android side, and you've got Android apps that are on here. YouTube, and you've got Snapdragon, Chrome, Spotify, all the other ones, YouTube Music, and Netflix. So whatever else you're able to install on Android, you're most likely going to be able to put on here as well. For the example that I want to do is if you want to go into YouTube, you're met with check internet connection, right? You have to connect to the internet. This box doesn't connect to the internet for you. It doesn't have internet. You can put a SIM card in here and you're able to connect to the internet. So either way, you're going to have to rely on a hotspot in your vehicle, which I actually do have and I use for my daughter. Or if you have a hotspot on your phone, you can use that. Now, most plans do have access to hotspot. You just have to know where to go, and this will allow you to do it. The most important thing is, not everybody has unlimited hotspot Wi-Fi. So if you don't, that's something you're going to have to be careful of. In order to access the hotspot on your phone, in your car, wherever you're getting access from, you're going to tap on Settings, and then you go into your network, and you're going to go ahead and turn on the Wi-Fi. And in this instance, it's going to go ahead and pull up the available Wi-Fis. Now, my phone should show up. There it goes. And we're going to go back to YouTube, and boom, you're online. There you go. That is connected to YouTube, so you've got YouTube on there. Now, I didn't sign in here. I figured, not that big of a deal. But if you wanted to go ahead and start watching any video, I guess we can just, boom, we can start that up. All right, so there you go. You've got YouTube accessed on your car. Pretty cool. Now you can go ahead and click home on this and it'll put it in the small screen down there, which is actually pretty nice. And you can make it bigger. I didn't even realize that. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and check out Netflix. I'll access that for you real quick. So boom, there's Netflix. You have access to it. There are a couple different things on here compared to what you have at home. But it's pretty much set up if you wanted to go in and watch a movie. Depending on your connection speed, you connect faster, slower, you'll be able to skip ahead and do certain things, and it'll take a little longer. So that's a basic look on how you set this up. And of course, many people are going to look at this and not realize that Speed Play is how you access CarPlay, I guess. Now, if you aren't familiar with Android, it can get pretty cumbersome. Oh, and I think this goes without saying, you need a Netflix subscription. Maybe you know? I hope you know. If you don't, well, now you know.
Oh, hey. Yeah, me. In front of the desk. Shocker. We got to talk about something. That basic breakdown I showed you was okay. But when I started using this more and more, yeah, we've got some problems and we need to talk about it. At its core, Apple CarPlay. You bring your phone in the car. If you've got cable, you hook it up. If you happen to have a new car that has wireless already in it, you get in the car, it starts up. You are welcome to the CarPlay screen, and boom, you're good to go. When you start introducing other variables, you see what happens, and you saw it earlier in the video, just how laggy and slow it is. But what I've been experiencing since I recorded that portion has been nothing but horrible. Let's just go ahead and I will show you the footage and I'll explain to you what exactly happened. We are looking at the Android home screen here, and I want to go back and forth between CarPlay and the Netflix and YouTube. So as you see here, we've got the other information up there, old video still showing, but one thing it didn't do when I went back to CarPlay was it disconnected the Wi-Fi. as you can see, connected to my iPhone. So that part's opened up, and I had to reopen my phone, by the way. So once we go back out, we can see here that, oh, okay, cool. We are connected again. You can watch YouTube. Yay. But what if I want to go back to CarPlay? What if I'm done and I, want to start listening to music or whatever? So I go ahead and connect. And this is where the loop from hell started. I thought, you know what? Maybe it's not connected to Bluetooth. Well, yeah, it is connected. So after sitting there and looking at it for quite a few minutes, I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I need to connect to the Bluetooth that's on the box. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm pairing my device to it, hoping that this is going to fix the issue. Now, keep in mind, people are not going to want to sit there and mess around with going into yet another Bluetooth and connecting to that. Is that going to connect when it comes back up again? So I sat there and looked at it and paired it all together, and I thought, okay, well, maybe this is what I missed. Maybe this is what I needed to do. So I went back and I clicked on that to connect, and it sat there, and as you can see here, it never connected. What did I do? I decided to turn the car off, take the keys out, open the door, that resets everything, and put the keys back in and, put the auxiliary on. Still connecting. Not connected. So I went back out and I thought, you know what? Let me go ahead and make sure that everything is connected. And sure enough, it sat there and spun some more. Maybe I hung something up. I don't know. So I decided to unplug the box and I plugged it back in. Maybe it just needed to be reset. I don't know. I mean, that's annoying. So I went ahead, I plugged it back in, and I made sure that everything was connected, and the Apple CarPlay came up, and great. I tapped on it again, and it's connecting, and oh, look, it came up. Music played just fine. Okay, great. Okay, maybe it just needed to be reset. Maybe something happened. So I go back into Android, and I'm going to go into the YouTube to play it, and oh, look at that. It's not connected to the internet. Okay, so we're going to have to connect again to the hotspot. Maybe it'll take a couple seconds to do that. So I go into settings and I go and check it out, and sure enough, it's off. So I go ahead and turn it back on, and my phone is, obviously ready to go to receive a hotspot. So there it is. It connects. I go back out, and I want to go into YouTube to watch it. Oh, look, there it is, back online. This is good, right? Oh no. Oh, CarPlay. Oh, CarPlay wants to get in on this. I didn't want CarPlay. So this is what continued to happen. Back and forth. I tried so many different things. I took the hotspot off of the box. For some reason, that turns on, even though there's no connection and there's no SIM card, so it can't be a hotspot for itself. So I turn that off, turn it on, and I go back in, and same thing. It won't connect to CarPlay. And I've tried a whole bunch of different stuff. I went into settings, I shut stuff down, I, rebooted everything. And at some point, CarPlay just quit. Black screen right here. Beautiful. Awesome. Yeah. Let's just say I cannot, will not, never will, until I see something change, recommend this product. Do not buy this particular product that allows you to get Netflix through CarPlay, which is total BS. So $269 for this thing, and this is what happens? No. Not going to happen. You could do the wireless one. The wireless one works great. Just don't involve Android with anything in your life. It just asking for trouble. I know most of you already know that. That's why you're on iPhone. So sorry, Android fanboys.
Now, if you're looking for one of these and have some questions, go ahead and hit me up in the comments. Maybe there is a better one out there, and I will keep an eye on that for you. In the meantime, if you are looking for another accessory for your iPhone, go ahead and check out this video right here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you won't miss my next video. You have a great day.